Hamilton writer Mark Leslie has scared up more chilling tales for a new book he's co-authored, Haunted Hospitals. He joins us this morning with the spooky details. Okay, this is not Mark, this is Barnaby. This is your HOV passenger, is it?
Exactly,
No.
yeah. He keeps me company.
Yes, he's your writing buddy. So this latest book, Haunted Hospitals, actually started from a question that somebody asked you, and the question asker ended up being your co-author, Rhonda.
Yeah, exactly. So we were at a writers' conference in Calgary, and we were sitting around drinking, as writers do at the end of the evening, and
Yes.
sharing writerly stories. And she leaned over to me and sort of whispered conspiratorially, "I live near a haunted hospital." And so I leaned in a little bit closer and said, "Tell me more."
Ah, yes. So we have a picture of Rhonda, actually, Rhonda Parrish, with her. There she is. And that's the haunted hospital that she lives by.
That's the haunted hospital, the Charles Camsell Hospital in Edmonton, that she lives nearby. And so she's constantly taking walks by it. And of course, when we decided to write the book, she dug in and did all the research about that. And that's actually the opening chapter for the book.
Right. And when you think about it, a hospital I'm surprised more hospitals aren't haunted, because you think of all the trauma that happens, all the deaths that happen in a hospital, right?
Exactly. They're the places where the most traumatic things happen. This is where people get brought into the world. This is where people leave the world. This is where, even if you don't believe in the spirits of the departed, that impression in time is left. Something really significant happened, even if it was a happy thing. And so hospitals are probably, if you think of potential haunted locations in the world, hospitals are most likely the ones to be haunted.
Right. And you think automatically, oh, it's got to be in the morgue, but that's not certainly the case in the ones that you researched.
No, and even some of the cases are tales of nurses whose passion for caring for other people
just
lived on,
continued on in another life. Yes.
And so it may not be it may be eerie, but not scary to see this ghostly nun standing over a patient and just caring for them when no one else is with that patient.
Right. You have, we here in Hamilton have our own haunted hospital, not one that's been open for a long, long time, Century Manor,
yes,
which is all boarded up now, and it's on the site of the current Juravinsky campus up on West 5th.
Right. Yeah, no, that was interesting, because I was doing a talk at Hamilton Public Library a couple years ago, and when I finished the talk, a gentleman in the audience sort of hung back, as people often do, and said, "There's a story I have to tell you." And he had actually been a security guard in the 70s. That building, I think, closed in 1956. And then there were several buildings. That's the only remaining one left from that campus. And he had been working in the middle of the night. And usually it was people who might, trespassers, people would break in, teenagers, etc. So he's wandering down this one hallway. He hears a noise. He stops. He hears voices. He walks to the end of the hallway. He opens the door, and there are two nurses standing in the room in, period nurse costumes.
Yes, yes.
They both turn to look at him. The one then turns back to her friend and says, "I told you he'd hear us." He closes the door. He backs out because he doesn't know what to do. A second later, he opens the door again, thinking, "Did I see what I just saw?"
Yes, yeah.
And they were gone.
Wow.
So.
And there's so much happened there that was really, really bad. I mean, at the time, it was kind of state-of-the-art treatment for mental health,
right,
but there were a lot of now very controversial treatments being done.
Yeah, and in a hospital like that, like in an insane asylum, you would have pickpockets beside people with criminal tendencies. So you would basically have, and the treatments look horrific to us today.
Yes.
But,
and there you are at another asylum. Now this one is...
That's in the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. I happened to go on a 90-minute tour of that after the book came out, because Rhonda wrote about that particular one. So I got a chance to go on the tour.
That's inside.
And that was actually like that when we got there onto the third floor. It was kind of eerie. And again, Lily, a little ghost of a little girl named Lily, is on one floor, and the people go in and they play with a ball. Apparently they put the ball, and then Lily moves the ball.
Yeah, you can read all about it. We've got to cut you off there, but so many fantastic stories, little snippets of little ghost stories to read.
Lots of little fun stories.
Yes.